Here we go. 4,007 fans in attendance here tonight, and it's always been, no matter. I mean, you often expect when a team's having a rough go that the attendance is down, but that is not something we've seen here with the Sarnia Sting.
No, not at all. They've been coming out in mass numbers, through the good times and the bad, and that says a lot to what this team means to this community and what this organization does to bring the people in.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And in fact, we saw earlier a donation made to a local charity for $37,000, which came from the golf tournament that was had earlier this summer, and they're already planning the next one. That's a great way to see or prove that the Sarnia Sting really gives back into this community.
Absolutely, and the support shown for events like that. It's beginning of February here. They're already promoting the one coming up in July.
That's right.
Get your name in now for your foursome. That's going to be sold out before the end of this month is done.
Guaranteed. Jake Burry and the staff here work really, really hard at giving us a great in-game experience and giving back into the community. Players are a big part of that. Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room, I guess is the way to say it. We're down by 1, which isn't huge, but I think, Jay Peckham and I talked about how Windsor is here tonight for a little bit of payback, considering the last time they met the Sarnia Sting on their own home ice.
Yeah, I think so. They're not happy about that win or that loss, I guess, on their side of it. So, they're definitely looking for a little bit of payback, looking to even the score a little bit. And we're seeing that with every minute out there. You can just see that that's what they're going for. They're not letting up one bit.
It seems like it took, you look at the shots on goal, I'll bring that up here again, 14-4 against us. We're used to seeing a lot more from the Sarnia Sting in the first period, and it really was, as you mentioned before we started, that the first shot on goal didn't really come till almost halfway into this period.
Yeah, it was definitely probably about 5-6 minutes in was when they got their first shot off. They were playing sort of well defensively, but the offensive game just hasn't been there yet tonight. They had one of the best penalty kills, I think though, that I've seen the Sarnia Sting do all season long with that first penalty kill. And then on the flip side of that, one of the worst penalty kills I saw in the 4-on-3 there. I'm not sure what was going on there, but they spent a lot of time with 3 of their guys in front of the net. I don't know how Serzica kept it out of the net on that penalty kill there, because there was no, other than Nick himself, there was nobody putting up any kind of resistance to it.
Well, it seemed I felt like there's a lot of stumbling going on out there, in that tripping over the puck and trying to get control of the puck. Windsor held on to that puck a lot, especially, you've seen a penalty. They pulled the goalie at one point because the penalty hadn't been called yet, and they held on to it for it was close to another 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
That was a long time.
Because they knew, they gained control of it, and they knew that they knew what they wanted to do, so they just took control of it and kind of hung back a little bit to try and set something up. They didn't want to just luckily hammer one in. These guys practice for situations like that. They practice for those 6-on-5s when they know that the other team can't come back and get an empty netter when it's on those delayed penalty calls like that. So they have some stuff set up for like that, and that's what we saw there. Luckily, it didn't work out for them in that case, but I think part of that penalty kill too in that 4-on-3, what kind of helped the Sting out quite a bit was I saw a lot of flub shots by Windsor. I saw at least 3 of them where they were just set up perfectly. There was nobody in front of them, and they were just ready to tee off, and they just mishandled the puck. So we got kind of lucky there too.
A lot of tough hockey coming this way. Obviously tonight Windsor here to up their game, so to speak. This is a critical time right now. The Sarnia Sting really need to win this one tonight to get themselves in a playoff position. But then we still got, Erie's coming to town. Back-to-back games this coming weekend. Erie and then Guelph is going to be here too. And both teams that are not going to slack against the Sarnia Sting.
And also, too, a little bit beyond that, we have 2 games in the same week against Flint Firebirds, and they're the main ones that we're kind of competing with.
We're kind of hoping they lose.
We're kind of hoping they lose, but the main ones that are really going to shift the balance in the standings are going to be those 2 games with Sarnia against Flint that week, because those point swings when they're playing each other is going to be huge for whoever comes out on top.
Yeah, so the Sarnia Sting really need to change coming out in the second period. They need to play the whole 20 minutes here. And I know it's that cliche, play all 60 minutes. First periods in the past, don't sweat it. There's still opportunity here. But the pace of that first period Were you happy with that? I thought it could be a little faster myself, but I don't know.
Could have been a little faster for sure. What it was, there just wasn't a whole lot of, like I said, not a lot of resistance coming from the Sarnia Sting. So it gave the Windsor Spitfires a chance to kind of take their time a little more, set things up, more perfectly, let's say, the way they exactly want it to be set it up. They definitely, Sarnia Sting need more defensively, has to be a little bit quicker on the ball, has to put up some, has to go after it. Like they can't just lay back and wait. Are you,
have you got your hockey cards ready for Friday?
I do, yeah. We just picked them up tonight, actually, since we didn't make it to the game on Friday, and that's what... Of all games to miss in the season this year so far, we didn't come to Friday night's game.
Oh, is that right?
11-round shootout, an exciting game. And that's the one.
I had to order a new heart because it's in my throat.
So we picked our cards up tonight. Yeah. We got still need to get a couple of them, but
you get an opportunity Friday. Come here early, right, and go into the restaurant and.
I think it's Thursday the 8th, February 8th.
Sorry, Thursday the 8th. That's right, and they'll be here signing the autographs, which is great. Another way for the Sarnia Sting to connect with their community. And then Friday, that's where I get confused. Friday, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll be doing a broadcast pre-conference, if you will, with some of the members of the Sarnia Sting Hockey Hall of Fame, which is here at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. And Lee Cunningham will be fronting that with some questions to about 3 of the Hall of Famers that are going to be here. So look forward to that. But get your Sarnia Sting hockey cards, and if you want to find out more about how you can do that, go to sarniasting.com. This team has really come through a lot this year, Lee. And, just as of recent, we've really seen them play a lot stronger. There's that team that we know has the talent that we were kind of waiting around for it to show up again. What do you think happened out there that got them back on track?
Honestly, they were doing really well. They came together really well as a team. And then that trade, like a big part of this team, a big core part of this team was Sanisville Manis and the LeBlanc brothers. Yeah. Trade deadline came. They made that big trade. So all the work that they had kind of put in, all that cohesive unit kind of stuff that we like to say in sports, that was disturbed. There was a big disturbance in the force, let's say. So, it took a period of adjustment time. But now, we got these new guys. We got Carter Koschuk and Alex Kadrovic in here now. Where at first, things weren't meshing.
So you think they messed with the mojo doing that?
That's what you're saying? Just to be expected. I don't want to say they messed with it. It's just that's just the nature of the game when you have, especially when you take away an important piece of the puzzle and bring in some
readjustment that goes on.
It's readjustment, and, and that's I think they brought it together pretty quickly, and I'm happy with the pace that this team has kind of come back together like they have.
Nature of the beast, so to speak, right? They just need to come out and play a little harder, get a little more structure going on out there, I think, Now, Jay Peckham talked pre-game about, because I had talked about we don't do well in the corners. I've mentioned that before. But last game against Ottawa, they were pulling it out to try to put it out in the middle of the ice to go get it, and that didn't always quite work out for them. But do you think that's a good strategy, or do you think we just need to get better in the corners when it's there?
All of it, honestly. We do need work on Sanisville Manis. We'll just start talking about him again. He was a big, huge piece of that puzzle. Nobody went into the corners and dug a puck out like Sanisville Manis did. Yeah. So we need somebody new on this or in this team now to step up and kind of take on that role. It'd be nice if they all could do it, but there's always going to be one or two that's going to be better than the rest. We need somebody to kind of step up, put the work in, figure out that part of the game. So we're not handed, 9 out of 10 times like we are.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are about 4.5 minutes away from the Sarnia Sting coming out and showing off a second period here. I'm sure the game plan is to improve, get things a little bit faster, and get a hold of that puck a lot more. Just, again, it seemed like there were some a lot. And definitely shots on goal needs to go way up here if we're going to catch up to the Windsor Spitfires. And a critical moment here, or critical night, I should say, for the Sarnia Sting, according to what we've expected to see them get into the playoffs here. So we'll see what happens. Don't forget to like and share this broadcast around for others to enjoy. And, of course, we'll have the post-game press conference here later tonight, also on the Sarnia Sting fan pages, Facebook, Twitch, wherever we're like everywhere, kind of like that.
I'm still looking for it on MySpace. I haven't found it yet.
MySpace. Is that even? I don't even. Just be quiet.
Apparently, I won't be back for the second intermission now because of that line.
Connor Burke will be joining me here. Between you and Jay Peckham, I don't know. Connor's definitely the straight man. Connor Burke will be here to join me to give his first tonight's game. And, of course, again, like I said, we'll see you at the post-game press conference. 1-0 for the Windsor Spitfires.
Close game.
Let's see the Sarnia Sting turn it around. Live from the concourse, as always, I'm David Burrows with the Sarnia Sting. 1, 2, 3 with Lee Bazely. I got you. Go Sting, go!